And you can choose to sit on your blanket at this time if you'd like. It's totally up to you. Taking a few moments as we begin to find our comfortable space, seated space with maybe your hands on your knees and just breathing in and out through your nose. Big exhale, let it go. And just bring your hand down and your arm overhead. So my left hand is down, my right arm is overhead. Choose a side that you feel works for you. Give yourself a nice side body stretch. Think about your intention and what brought you to practice today. Take a big, long, deep breath in. Exhale it out. And we come back to center, and let's go ahead and do the other side. Reach all the way over. Long breath in, just feel that stretch coming down through your armpit, down the side of your waist. Depending on what your needs are, maybe even hitting your hip. Take those long, deep breaths in and out. Come back to center. Bring your hands to your knees. Roll your shoulders up and then roll them back down through this shoulder socket. Roll them up. Breathe in and back down and around. Roll them up. Breathe in. Round and around. Using your breath as you move through the shoulders. And then find stillness. Take a long breath in. Big exhale, let it go. And then take your left hand out, flex your palm up, so flexing at your wrist. Just notice how that feels. Take your right arm to your head and just gather a nice stretch through the left side of your neck. Breathing in and out through your nose. Inhaling and exhaling. And then release your hands, bring them right by your side. Turn your head to your right. And then come back to center. Turn your head to your left. And then right. Turning your head from side to side and left. Nice. Take your right hand out, look center, bring your left hand to your head, and go ahead and give your neck that nice stretch. Flex your right palm. Push it out to the side. Just feel the stretch through the arm, wrist, underneath your armpit, top of your shoulder. Breathe in and out. Another long breath in. And a big exhale. Release your hands right by your side and shake your head no once more. Releasing any tension in your neck. Come back to center and then come on to your hands and your knees. Make your spine so long, flatten out your palms underneath your shoulders, flex your feet. Just feel the length of your spine here. I'm going to start to move through that cat-cow. So then drop your belly and lift your head, gaze up. And then exhale and round your spine. Drop your belly, lift your head, gaze up. And round your spine. Finding so much length in your spine, releasing through your shoulders. Drop your belly, lift your head. Exaggerate, round your spine, push up through your shoulders. Off your belly, lift your head. Let your belly drop, but feel strength in your belly as you drop it down. And then round, release. Two more. Use your breath. Nice and slow. Last one. And come to a nice long neutral spine. Take your knees nice and wide and bring your block in front of your forehead. Knees are nice and wide. You can sit back on your heels for a moment if this is okay. And just lift yourself up. Notice how it feels. If it's too much, keep your palms on your mat and just breathe here, just allowing the hips to open, allowing the tops of the feet to get a nice stretch. Breathe in here. And then just depending on where you are in your practice, bring your forehead to your block, like so. Or remove your block and bring your forehead down to your mat. Hold this long stretch. See if you can relax and breathe through your hips. Finding long, deep breaths in and out of your mouth. Release and breathe. Breathing through any tension that you might feel in your spine, in your shoulders, elbows. A couple more long, deep breaths, just really feeling this stretch. And then go ahead and come all the way up to your hands and your knees. Bring the tops of your feet down. And then just bring your right arm out in front of you. Take your left foot back and come to a side plank and bring your left arm up overhead. Take a long stretch here. Feeling the stretch all the way through the body. You can slightly gaze up. If it bothered your knee, you could put a blanket underneath your knee. A nice long, big stretch in and out through your nose with your breath. And start to circle this left arm around. And then go ahead and circle it in the opposite direction. Notice any tension in the shoulder, and as you circle your arm, breathe it out. If you can connect that left foot all the way on your mat. Long breath in as you hold and breathe. And then go ahead and release your hand and come back to your seated pose. Bring the soles of your feet together. Take a big breath in here. So if you need blocks, you can bring the blocks underneath your knees. If it's too much to have your knees out to the side. Hands can come to your feet. Hands can come to your ankles. Draw your chest up. Breathe in and out. Lift your spine so tall. Breathe it up. Lift up. Hold and breathe. Reminding yourself why you came to your mat this morning. Breathing through any tension. If you can, start to kind of release your hip sits bones, your hips here, and draw yourself forward. Come forward. Try not to round your spine. Keep your spine as long as possible as you draw yourself forward. Take long, deep breaths. Releasing your hips. Noticing any thoughts might come up as you breathe in and out. Go ahead and lift yourself up. We're going to do the other side. So I'm going to come to the other side of my mat. Turning my left foot back and my right leg long. And then reach my right arm up overhead. Give yourself that long stretch. So you can connect your right foot here as you breathe up overhead. Feel the stretch all the way through this hip, this right hip. Feel your armpit all the way up and over. Breathe. Moving through any tension, tightness. Go ahead and circle your right arm around, big circles. One direction. And then go ahead and move it in the opposite direction. Focusing on connecting that right foot as much as you can. Hold that right arm overhead once more. Long breath in and out. Then go ahead and bring your right hand down. And bring your right knee down. Shake your hips from side to side, just releasing any tension that showed up in the side of your body. Come to a nice flat back. Around here. Tops of your feet on your mat. Long breath. Push into your palms as you draw your shoulders up, finding a little stretch through the shoulders. The spine is long. Gaze is out in front. So this time we're going to cat-cow. We're going to cat-cow through the shoulders. So round the upper part of your back. And then drop your chest right between the shoulder blades and lift your head. Round up through the upper part of your back. And drop your belly. Lift your chest. So we're dropping our chest. So we're not so much in our back. Our back is nice and strong. Our pelvic floor is very tight and strong. We're cat-cowing through our shoulders. Do that a few more times. Use your breath. Drop the shoulders right between the chest. Really using your breath. Another long breath in. And then go ahead and open those knees once more. Come back, sit up. Either sit all the way up or keep your hands on your mat. Allow the hips to open as you breathe in and out. Another long breath in. Big breath out. And then walk your hands forward once more. Use your block underneath your forehead or just draw your forehead down. Come to that extended child as you breathe. Breathe in and out through your nose. Taking nice, long, deep inhales and exhales. Open up the backs of your shoulders. You can bring your elbows down. And then slowly roll yourself up. Take your knees to the right and go ahead and come to your sits bones and bring your feet out in front of you. Knees are up nice and high. Bring your arms forward. And then slowly, gently, one vertebrae at a time, ever so slowly roll onto your back. Pull your belly in. Feel each vertebrae connect as you come down to your back. And then bring your knees up and see if you can bring your fingertips to your backs of your heels. Palms are on the mat and soles of your feet are connected to your mat. So really open up the soles of your feet, lift your toes, connect the balls of your feet. Just really connect into your mat. Push your palms into your mat, elbows down, shoulder blades down, and start to lift your hips. Try not to move your head from left to right here. Gaze is up as you draw your hips up. And then slowly, one vertebrae at a time, release your spine. Feel each vertebrae connect. You come all the way down to your back. And just feel the weight of the spine on your mat. This time we're going to push our palms down, look straight up, push your palms down, Lift your hips up one vertebrae at a time. Lift up, up, up. Keeping your gaze up, reach your arms all the way up, and then bring the backs of your hands behind your head. And then as you bring your hands back up, lower your hips one vertebrae at a time. Keep your palms on the mat, lift your hips up. As you start to lift your hips up, connect your shoulder blades, take a deep breath in. Now, as you exhale, draw your arms up and lower your hips. Your arms are going to come up over your head. Pull the belly in. Really engage your core, engage your back muscles. Hands are overhead. As you draw your arms back up, start to lift your hips. Your palms are going to reach towards your mat. Feel the vertebrae moving as the palms reach down. Push into your palms, lift your hips up. Take a long breath in. Lower your hips, draw your arms up overhead. Finding that balance between the hands and the back, feeling the vertebrae come to your mat. Let's do that 2 more times. Lift your hips as you draw your arms up. As you reach the top with your hips, your palms push into the mat and lift up high. Lower your hips as your arms reach out. Big breath in. As you exhale, lift your arms, push your hips up. Last one here. Push your hips all the way up, palms into your mat. Lift those hips up. Push your palms into your mat as you slowly lower your hips back down. Once your hips reach the mat, take a deep breath in. And a big exhale. Take your knees and draw them into your chest. Give yourself a hug. Keep your low back on the mat. Take another long breath in. And a deep exhale to let it go. And then release your feet. Knees are up. Touch the backs of your feet again. Soles of your feet. Push your palms down. Start to draw your hips up once more. Lift your shoulders and lift your hips a little higher. Gazes to the ceiling. If you can, clasp your hands behind you. And then see if you could roll your shoulders underneath you to hold this bridge, lifting your hips so high. Breathe in and out through your nose. Soles of your feet are connected to your mat. Hips lift up a little higher. One more long breath in. And then a big exhale to let it go. Slowly release your hands. Let your shoulders connect. And then slowly release your spine one vertebrae at a time. Once your back is all the way on your mat, pull your knees into your chest once more and give yourself a hug. And then a big exhale. flex and point your feet and circle your ankles around. So holding your knees, circle your ankles around in one direction and then the other. Extend your legs all the way out in front of you and take your arms above your head. Give yourself a long stretch. Feel the length in the sides of your waist, through your hips. Breathe in and out. Just really appreciate this stretch. Take another long breath in. Big exhale. Bring your knees back up. Give them a hug once more. Relax your shoulders and see if you can circle your knees over your hips. Big circles. Hands are on each knee, circling it around in one direction. And then circle it in the opposite direction. Beautiful. Take your knees, keep your feet together, open and close your knees, moving through your hip sockets. And start to circle the knees around. And then circle the knees in the opposite direction. The toes are connected, they're touching. Just opening and closing the knees. Pull the knees into the chest. And then take your hands behind your knees, give your knees a hug, and then take a little rock on your spine to roll yourself up to your seated pose. Come all the way up and go ahead and come back around to your hands and knees. Come to that flat back, drop your belly, lift your head. Now whole rounding spine, entire spine, round your spine. Drop your belly, lift your head, and then round your spine. Two more. And go ahead and come all the way down to your belly. As you drop your chest, come all the way down. Palms are by your side. Just take a nice little half lifted chest. Find a little cobra here. Pull your shoulder blades together as you breathe. Exhale your breath. Push up and back into child. Take a long breath in. And then roll forward, come back to your belly. Finding a little movement here. Half lift your chest. Lower your spine. Push back into your child. Finding length through the spine. Knees are closer together. So we're coming into a close knee child, not an extended. Come back down to your belly once more. Cobra lift. Exhale, let it go. One more time, push back. Come forward, big breath in. And reach it up. And release. Good. We're going to go ahead and flex our feet as we draw our hips up. Into our downward dog. I want you to breathe here 3 long, deep breaths. Between your ankles, 2 more breaths. One more breath. Then go ahead and walk to the front of your mat. Face you here. You guys are at the front of your mat. And bring your hands to your blocks as you shake from side to side. So your blocks can be up higher. First fold here, so we want to take our time. Shake it from side to side. Palms are on those blocks. And I want you to slowly roll yourself up. Hold it up. And draw your shoulders back. Take your hands by your side. Think of cactus arms here. Cactus hands. And then lift your arms straight up. Keep that cactus bend and come back down. Lift straight up and come back down. Maybe bring your elbows towards your ribs. Lift it up. Keep your arms slightly bent and come back down. Elbows to ribs. Two more. Good. Once more. And then hold your elbows by your ribs. Pull your chest back and find just this big space, this opening in the front of your body as you breathe. Big exhale. And then release your arms. Take a big breath up. And then with your feet right behind your blocks, roll the shoulders back. And we're just going to sit like we're sitting in a chair. And then just bring your arms up. Once your arms reach up, go ahead and stand. Roll the shoulders back. And then come back and sit in that chair. Sit back in that chair. Just finding nice movement here in our chair. And then lift it up. Two more. Nice. Let's do once more. Big chair. Reach forward. And then lift. And extend. And just bring your hands by your side. Come to your mountain pose. Breathe in and out through your nose. Big exhale. And reach those arms back up. Palms are facing forward, facing me. Elbows to your ribs. Lift up. Elbows to ribs. Lift it up. Breathing in and out. Two more. And once more. Reach it up. And down. Good. Take that left arm out and bring your right arm overhead. Now we're in this stretch and we're standing. Connect your feet into the mat as you come to this little side stretch, standing. Push the opposite foot down. So my right arm is reaching overhead and I'm really pushing my right foot down. Connecting to the entire right side of the body. And then come back to center. Take a big breath in. And then do the other side. So my left arm's reaching overhead, connecting to my left foot. Right arm reaches down. That nice big side stretch. Breathe in and out. And come all the way back up. Take your arms, swan dive, float them away, and then reach your hands back to your blocks and fold. Let the upper part of your body get nice and heavy as you shake it out from side to side. Beautiful. From here, hands are on your blocks. Step your left foot back and your left heel down. You can bring your blocks closer if you need to. Push yourself up, warrior one. Bend your right knee and just take those arms above your head. Just bending into this right knee, left heel is down. Breathe, and you can kind of shift up and back by just bending and straightening the right leg. Not all the way straight, keep a slight bend, just moving through those hips, breathing in and out. Two more. Circle your arms all the way down. We're going to do that same cactus movement here. So palms face forward, bend your elbows. Maybe bring your elbows to your ribs, lift them back up. Bend your elbows, lift up. Two more. And once more. Reach it up, breathe in, and then take your hands back to your blocks, slowly hinging forward. Bring your blocks out in front of you. Step forward. Take your fold, take it out. Then go ahead and bend your knees and step that right foot back. Lift yourself up, come to that warrior one. Palms are just right above your head, facing one another. Bend and slightly straighten your leg, left side. Two more. Keep that knee bent, cactus those arms, elbows down by your ribs, lift it back up. Couple more. Reach it up, take a big breath in. And then bring your hands all the way back to your block. Step your right foot forward. Fold. Shake it out. Notice if you can get a little heavier in your fold. Half, lift your chest, push your hands into your blocks, make your spine so long. Big breath in. Exhale to fold, release it all the way down. Roll yourself up, one vertebrae at a time, let the hands hang, and then roll those shoulders back. Take 3 big shoulder circles back. Palms are going to face forward, shoulders are back. Lift your chest up. Take a big breath in. And then release, come back down to your blocks to fold. Bend your knees. Take your left foot back once more. Draw your heel down, lift up. Come back to that warrior one. And then turn your left heel so that you can reach into your warrior two. Your right knee is bent. Pull your belly in. And then straighten and bend this right leg. Two more. And then bend your right knee and hold. Over your right palm, breathe. Take your right palm, flip it up, take your left hand to your hip, and then take your right arm overhead. Keep that right knee bent. Big, long breath here. Back to center. Take your right palm, lift it up right by your ribs, and then bring that right forearm to your right knee. Your left arm is going to reach up overhead to the long stretch. Gaze up or down. Feel the stretch through the side of your body. Breathing in through your nose. And then exhale, release. all the way back up to your warrior two. Breathe. And then straighten out your right leg and bring both feet parallel to the left side of your mat as you bring your hands to your hips. Take a long breath in. And then as you exhale, please feel free to bring these blocks in front of you if you need them. As you exhale, fold. And either reach for your blocks and hold your fold, or drop and breathe all the way down in this fold. Another long breath in. A big exhale. Slowly lift yourself all the way back up, hands back to your hips. And then take your left foot and bring it to the front of your mat. Right foot stays parallel, or the back of your mat probably, and come to your warrior two on the left side. Look over your left shoulder. Bend and straighten this left leg. Two more. Hold. Take your right hand to your hip, take your left palm up, reverse backwards, hold and breathe. So you want to really breathe through this reverse angle here, reversing your warrior. Try not to hold your breath. Breathe through any tension. Notice it, recognize it. And then take your hand back to center. Take your left elbow, like you're holding a platter, to your left knee and bring your right arm overhead. You can gaze up or down, depending on your practice. Breathe all the way through that right hip, down through the right foot. A few more long, deep breaths. Back to your warrior two. And then turn your left foot parallel to the left side of your mat once more. This time, bring your heels in so you can bend your knees and bring your hands to your hip. We're just going to shift our body up and down, straighten out the legs. Breathe in and out through this hip opener. And then on the next one, hold with bent knees and take your hands to your inner thighs. Shift yourself forward and move your shoulders from right to left. And over each shoulder. Next time you come to your left, go ahead and hold and look over your left shoulder. And then shift from side to side. And then next time you come to your right, look over your right shoulder. Back to center. Lift yourself up. Take your arms above your head. Take a big breath in. And then find that cactus elbows by your side. Exhale your breath. Beautiful. Take your left heel forward. Take your right foot forward. Take those blocks back to the front of your mat. And step back to the front of your mat and shake yourself up. Bend your right and left knee. And then fold. Shake your head. Beautiful. Move your blocks. We're going to bring our palms down, bend your knees, and step all the way back, down to your knees, and come back to your belly. Take a nice little cobra here. Long little cobra. And then exhale, release it. Push back to your child. Let your spine stretch. Long spine, long shoulder blades, long back. And then go ahead and draw your knees to your right. And bring your feet out in front of you. And shake your knees out, rock your legs from side to side, adjust your hips. And then take one of your legs, your left leg, to your inner thigh. And bring those arms up above your head, long stretch. Hands can come to your blocks if you need them. Go ahead and fold right over that right leg. As you breathe in your fold. Really take a nice long breath in and out. And again, if you need to modify, you would have your blocks right over your leg, and you could use your blocks, maybe elbows, maybe just use your hands on your blocks. And then go ahead and lift yourself up. Take a big breath in. And bring the soles of the feet together once more. Lift up nice and high. Breath in. And then exhale, come forward, hinging at your hips. Fold as you breathe. Just really breathing in and out through your nose, letting the hips open up. And slowly draw yourself back up. Let's go ahead and bring our left leg out, right leg to inner thigh. You can bring your blocks around your leg if you need it as you fold over your left leg. Noticing any tension in the back, in the hip, wherever it may be, whatever shows up, breathe through it. Lift yourself all the way back up. Bring the soles of the feet together. Remember, you could put the block underneath your knee, the blocks underneath your knees if you need to. Go for a little support. It's up to you. Draw your chest up and go ahead and hinge. Come forward. Breathe through this stretch. Try not to round your spine. Keep your spine nice and long. Breathe it up. Let's take our right leg out once more. We'll do the right side one more time, but this time we're just going to bring our hands to our left knee and take a little twist over your left leg, left bent knee. Maybe bring your left arm behind you, go a little deeper. not necessarily in your neck twist, but in the back twist. So lift your spine, twist your spine a little deeper. Carefully unwind. And let's go ahead and do the other side. Bring your left leg out. Start to twist over on the right knee, right side. Lift your spine as you twist, not necessarily twisting our neck, twisting the spine. Take a deep breath in, lift your spine a little taller, and then exhale, release. Carefully come back to center. Take your legs as wide as you can, come to a straddle stretch. Use your blocks if you need to, anywhere in front of you. Flex your feet, lift up nice and high. Bring your hands to your blocks or hands to your mat and come forward. Take a little fold so palms can be on your blocks. You can go deeper, elbows can come to your blocks. Wherever you are, just go ahead and fold and breathe. Your feet are flexed. Just give yourself a little bit more length and then just relax your legs, relax your feet as you breathe. Take a couple more long breaths in. Big exhales. And slowly bring yourself up. Roll your shoulders back. Shake your head no. Yes. Bring those knees in. Bring your knees together. Give yourself a hug. Rounding your spine, stretching through the back of your shoulders, the back of your neck. Another long breath in. A deep exhale. Release it. Go ahead and connect the soles of your feet together. As you roll one vertebrae at a time onto your back. Nice and slow, 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 slow. Take your arms above your head, your feet long. Give yourself a nice long stretch. Another deep breath in. And another nice long stretch. Walk your knees up and give yourself another hug. Take your peace fingers to your big toes and open up. Find your happy baby. Breathe in and out through your nose. Beautiful. Bring the soles of your feet together, bring your knees together, hug. Take your left leg long as you keep your right knee in your chest. Give it a nice big tug. And then as best as you can, bring your right knee towards your right shoulder, opening up your hips slightly here. Breathe in and out. And then release your right leg. Take your arms above your head, give yourself a long stretch. And then pull your left knee in and give it a hug. Take your left arm or your left knee towards your left shoulder, armpit, really stretch. And gently release your left leg. Take your arms all the way back up overhead once more. Big breath in. And then as you exhale, bring your palms by your side, let them face up. Finding your Shavasana. Breathe in and out through your nose.